Following Orders, a short story by the Raven Knight. A good soldier follows orders. Orders absolute, and from the time we are born and raised we are told that singular truth again and again. To defy an order is to betray the principles you stand for, to put your brothers in danger, and to be a traitor. I remember doing a training simulation on Camino when I was less than 4 years old. One of my squad mates, Switch, didn't follow an order I'd given to lay down a suppressive fire for our brothers to advance. He disregarded the order, saying there was no point, and he was disciplined severely by myself and our brothers. The lesson was simple and painfully clear. Follow your damned orders. After all, why not? It's not a soldier's job to question, just to act. Officers, generals, admirals, they're given those ranks because they understand what needs to be done, and our job is to see it done. Even if an order doesn't make sense, it's our duty and honor to see it through for the good of our brothers, our leaders, and the republic we fight for. That's what it means to be a soldier. That's what it means to be a brother. That's what it means to be part of the 47th Legion. My designation, CC-1776, but my brothers all called me Aquila. I was the lieutenant in charge of the Grey Wolf Squad, an elite combat unit of commandos who were attached to the 47th Legion after our former legion was overrun and destroyed. Since then, the 47th has become our family, and we'll do everything we can to assist them, even if we weren't raised together. These guys are a little newer than we are, a bit green, their armor is shinier, and their weapons more state-of-the-art. They saw me and my 10 brothers as heroes. The Grey Wolf Squad were legends by this point, and why shouldn't they be? We had reason to be proud. We were clone commandos. We were given superior training, tactical capabilities, and were only sent on the most important of missions. The Grey Wolves had completed more than most platoons in the history of the Army of the Republic. The gray and white uniforms we wore gave pride to every member of our pack. "Good evening, Lieutenant." The voice shot me to my feet. I'd been so busy cleaning my blaster I hadn't even heard the footsteps of the general until I heard her voice. I jumped to my feet instantly. "General on deck!" I shouted. Every clone in the rec hall jumped to attention, immediately as I turned to face my general and our savior, Jedi Master Yin Sai. She was a physically fit and admirably attractive Zabrak woman with black hair and several small horns that pierced out of it to remind us all what she was. She wore the classic robes of a Jedi, brown cloak over a tan kimono-style outfit, but I did take some pleasure in the fact that she'd shown me plate deflection armor she brought to wear during battle. A smart move. Maybe not all the Jedi were silly enough to think a lightsaber was always sufficient in battle. Now, I'm not one to argue with results, and the Jedi do get great results on the field, but I admit, I get nervous when I see the general rush out with just that green saber, expecting to block every blaster bolt the clankers offer her. Yet she managed somehow, better than any of us could have ever dreamed. We came to start relying on her skill. She giggled at us as we stood at attention and waved a hand. "At ease, Aquila. I actually wanted to talk with you about something important." "Yes, Mom," I answered immediately. Her face grew dark, and the small tattoo lines around her red eyes looked skewed from the urgency in her expression. "Not here. I need you to come with me." The rest of my brothers went about their business, and as for me, I had my orders, and a good soldier follows orders. When I was alone with the general, we were standing outside a cargo hold. There were a few windows of the outside planet that we could see. The planet was a large tropical world called Katakan. It was a remote planet near the outer rim, which the Separatists were hoping to use as a jump-off point to hit more populated regions in the inner regions. We had to hold the position here indefinitely, and I'd be the first to admit I was getting sick of the humidity. Luckily, General Sai didn't take me outside. She stopped short of the door and turned to look at me with that same disturbed expression. "Lieutenant, do you remember our last assignments together?" I nodded grimly. How could I forget the smell of charred flesh? The screams of my brothers as vulture droids dropped bombardments on our fortifications like children's playthings. I remember a structure collapsing on me and the general using the Force to lift me out of danger. "I do, ma'am." "You urged us to go to a transport and evacuate." "I did. But you ordered me to stay behind with you and search for any survivors of the bombardment. Saved half of Grey Wolf Squad." "It was a foolish thing to do in retrospect," she admitted. "But I wanted to ensure that all of you survived. It's because I've come to see you as people that I can trust." "Mom?" "You and Grey Wolf Squad are all clone troopers, and you share the same voice and face. But you're all important to me. Strange as it may sound, I grew to appreciate and admire each of you while we fought together on Yavin." I wasn't even quite sure how to respond to that. I was waiting for this to mean something. There had to be a directive. "I'm glad, Mom. We've appreciated you too, but, General, isn't there something more important you wanted to talk about?" "Always to the point, aren't we? Yes, I suppose I should go ahead and tell you. Lieutenant, I need your help. Count on me, Mom, I encouraged her, waiting for her orders.
I do, which is why I'm confiding this in you. I worked with you in Grey Wolf Squad back when you were with the 23rd Legion on Yavin 13, so I trust you and your men. I need to tell you this, and it's bothering me.
Yes, Mom?
I sense a great disturbance. Something terrible is happening now, and I don't know what. I've tried reaching out to the Jedi Council, but I'm not getting through to anyone.
It just could be atmosphere, Mom. We've had a history of patchy signals, and
it's not that. It's something else. I sense something very terrible is happening. I need you to be on alert. Please. I don't know what's going on, and I need to know there's someone here I can trust.
General Yin looked at me with a smile, and I returned it nodding. General, you can depend on me and the Grey Wolves. After you pull us out of that mess with the 23rd, the way I see it, we owe you big. Whatever got you nervous, we'll be on the lookout for it. The Jedi beamed and shook her head.
That eases my heart to hear you say that. I miss being able to speak with the Council. You're a good man, Aquila. Thank you for listening to the grievances of a worried Jedi.
No worries, Mom. We all get shaken sometimes. That's war for you. I didn't blame her either. It was hard to remember when you saw them fight, but the Jedi weren't warriors. They were peacekeepers and negotiators. They could clean out a whole army of clankers, but they took no joy in it. Or at least, they didn't show it. We clones were of a different breed. So we saw things much differently. But even we sometimes ask the same wartime questions like, what's it mean? Is there an end to this? Will we retire, and if we do, what's waiting for us? I remind myself it's never a good idea to dwell on those questions, but they still come up whenever I want it or not.
War has done horrible things to us, the Jedi and the galaxy. I look forward to when men can follow their hearts instead of battle orders.
I don't understand. I'm just a clone, Mom. We're created for this, to fight and to kill for the Republic. I'm afraid we aren't engineered to do anything else.
You were made for war, Lieutenant, but you're not droids. You're allowed to have hearts and goals and dreams. Pursuing them, that will be your greatest trial. A real man follows his heart, Aquila.
I still don't know if I understand that, Mom. And I didn't. What good did following feelings or emotions get you in battle? You follow the orders given and you win the victory. That's the meaning of war. But I didn't contradict her. She smiled apologetically as if sorry for confusing me. No need for that. I could never wrap my head around Jedi philosophy anyway.
I want us all to leave this planet, together when this war is over. All of Grey Wolf Squad.
She bowed softly, and I saluted. We'll see that it happens, Mom. Attention! All members of the 47th Legion report to the briefing hall immediately. That's the commander, I barked.
It sounds important. I have to try and get a message through to the Council again. Have to keep trying. You go on ahead and let me know what Commander Slick has to say.
Yes, Mom. I nodded and hurried away, leaving her to go back to her quarters, and I made my way through the fortress to the briefing room. As I passed by the barracks, I saw my fellow Grey Wolf Squad. Flash, Nick, Dodge, Ash, Corda, Blank, Nox, Crasher, and Daka. They joined me in the hallway, guns in hands and helmets under their arms. What the General want, Lieutenant? Nox asked. Private conversation, Nox. Need to know. Come on, Lieutenant. You get something going on with the General. Least you can do is come out and admit it, Flash smirked, causing a ripple of chuckles through the group. That's enough of that talk. If you gotta know the truth, the General is getting some odd Jedi feelings. Once it's all eyes forward, understood? All 9 men snapped to attention. Sir, yes, sir! Now what's this emergency meeting about? I asked as we carried on walking to join our brothers in the 47th. Not sure, sir, Ash admitted, checking his data slate in his free hand. No news and no information regarding separatist activity on the planet. Could be something high up in command. Probably some reassignment order, Quada asked. After we just got here, Nox groaned. Haven't even seen a droid yet on this rock. Lock it down, men. We'll know soon enough. We walked into the massive meeting hall and saw that all 47th Legion was here. The giant room was a sea of men in armor and fatigues. As the commander, a clone we all called Slick, stood on the platform facing us. As we quieted down to hear what he had to say, he stepped forward, helmet off, and faced dead serious. There was a strange look in his eyes, and I didn't like it. It was similar to when a soldier gets tunnel vision. They focus on something straight ahead and lose sight of everything around them. The commander then looked all over a brief moment and spoke. We have received our orders from the Supreme Chancellor. We are to execute Order 66. My blood ran cold, and I stood stiff as a board. The room was suddenly abuzz, and every trooper inside was rising to their feet as if in a daze, their eyes wide and their faces stricken. Order 66. When we were on Camino, we were drilled on each and every order given to us, and 66 was one we all remembered. In the event that the Jedi betrayed the Republic and turned against the Senate, Order 66 would be issued by the Chancellor or one of his representatives, and the army of the Republic was to immediately hunt down and eradicate the Jedi as traitors to the Republic. By order of the Supreme Chancellor, we shall see to the immediate execution of Jedi Yin Sai. Where is she now? I saw her heading to her quarters, sir, one clone spoke up. Grey Wolf Squad and Shredder Squad, you are to intercept the Jedi at her quarters and put her to death. Everyone else, secure the hangars and begin loading our ships. We're pulling off world in exactly 48 hours. As he spoke, everything felt so off, like I'd just been hit in the head and I was dizzy trying to recover. Order 66, the order that spelled the end for the Jedi Order. Lieutenant? Ash shoved my arm and turned his head, indicating that Shredder Squad was already making their way to the Jedi's quarters. I gave a forceful nod and we took off after them. A good soldier follows his orders. We approached a room and the leader of Shredder Squad, a Sergeant Clash, had his weapon drawn. He looked to me, and I looked back. Lieutenant, knock on the door. Tell her to come outside to talk, then we'll light her up. I stared a long moment and then walked to the door. I raised my hand to knock on it and then froze. My orders were clear. I was to kill Yin Sai. I was to execute the general for treachery. But then I remembered her face.
You're a good man, Aquila.
Not a clone, not a soldier, a man. She had trusted me, and I trusted her back on Yavin. She'd saved me and Grey Wolf Squad. She was the reason I was here. I gripped my teeth and clenched my fists hard, fighting to hit the door. Just knock and step back. Do your damn job, Aquila. Act like a soldier. A soldier follows his orders. But a man is more than a soldier. What has she done? I demanded. Sir? Sergeant Clash asked. What has the general done to deserve execution? I asked. I'll gladly pull the trigger on her, but only if I know what it is she did. You didn't hear the order, soldier, Clash snapped. Order 66 has been issued. We kill all Jedi. All Jedi are traitors to the Republic. Maybe some are, but Yin Sai. General Yin Sai saved my life on Yavin. She saved the lives of all of us with the Grey Wolves. I turned to look at my men, and though they had on their helmets, I knew them well enough to know what faces they were making, and they were just as stern as I was. They were furious, confused, and more than a little dazed. Sergeant Clash grunted and marched forward. Lieutenant, step out of the way, please, he growled. If you want to ask questions about your job, go discuss demotion with the commander. Right now, we have a job to do. He raised his hand to knock, and I snapped his wrist, kicking him back. I said, tell me what she's done, I snapped, and for the first time in my career in the Republic Army, my brothers pulled their blasters on me. Every blaster from Shredder Squad was aiming right at me, and I didn't budge, because I heard the clicking and priming of blasters behind me, too. The Grey Wolves had pulled theirs and were aiming right back at Shredder Squad. You shiny rookies didn't fight beside her. She saved our squad. She pulled us from the fire. I owe her. We all owe her. If she betrayed the Republic, then I'll execute her with a smile on my face. But first I want proof. Proof that she did betray the Republic. You give me that and I'll gut her myself. Slick stepped forward. He pulled a small blaster and aimed it right at me. Lieutenant Aquila, our orders are per Order 66, and they are to execute all Jedi. If you are refusing this order, then you will be branded a traitor to the Republic and will be executed along with the Jedi Yin Sai. Are you questioning and defying your orders? Where's the proof? I demanded. Tell me what the general's done! You're out of line, Lieutenant, he barked. You're a clone. We're your brothers. You put the Jedi above your own brothers. A soldier follows orders, Aquila. And then I remember what she said to me. A real man follows something different. Yeah, a good soldier does follow orders, but a man follows his heart. And right now something in my heart tells me that this is all wrong. I don't know what, and I can't say I trust myself right now as much as I should. But all I know is that I won't let anyone kill the general until I know exactly what's happening. What's happening out here? The door beside me slid open and General Yin Sai walked out, glancing at the troopers around her. What happened next was over in the blink of an eye and a volley of blaster fire. The Shredder Squad rounded their guns on her, and I made a split-second choice. I shoved Yin Sai against the door of the room and used my body as a shield as I pulled out my blaster. Grey Wolves, open fire! My boys lit up the Shredders like they were fireworks. 5 of the 15 dropped in moments and more to follow, but Shredders were quick on the uptake and began returning fire. I watched Quota and Nick get hit and go down. Dodge and Crasher were injured but still able to fire back. But we had the element of surprise. Whatever Shredder had expected us to do, it hadn't been that.
"What is going on?"
Yinsai cried. I shoved open the door and pushed her inside. "Grey Wolf Squad, on me!" I ordered as they all funneled into the room with me, and the General. "There's been a mutiny, Mom. General Sai, I'm afraid the Jedi have been accused of treason against the Galactic Republic, and the Army has been given orders to execute you and every Jedi across the galaxy. I'm sorry, Mom." Yinsai gasped in disbelief and in horror and fell back, a hand going to her head as if in realization.
"So that's why that's where it's all been coming from. These fears and feelings."
I felt for her, but all the same I found myself raising my blaster at her, as did my brothers. She glanced at us a moment, and we glared it down. "Apologies, General, but we need some answers. Have the Jedi really turned on the Republic?" My eyes turned to the lightsaber hidden behind her robes. I knew what I'd do the minute she went for it. Yinsai's slower muscle reflex meant that she would be 2 seconds too slow to stop me. If I charged her, if she even twitched in that direction, I'd knock her down to the ground and fire 10 rounds in her chest. It was my duty. But to my surprise and astonishment, she didn't move. She just stood there, and then suddenly crying, falling to her knees in front of me and the rest of my brothers.
"Akila, I would never betray the Republic. The Jedi. We serve peace. We serve democracy. After all we've done together. After all I've done with you and the Grey Wolves. Do you really see me as the enemy?"
My blaster lowered. She was right. She was absolutely right. Not in the 3 years I'd served under her did Yinsai ever show even the slightest hint of treachery. Meanwhile, we clones had always been aware of an order that gave us the jurisdiction and directive to exterminate her and her kind if obligated. If anyone should feel shame and treachery, it's us. And damn it all, I couldn't even look her in the face as I realized that.
"I don't know why this is happening, or why the Senate issued this order, but—"
"Not the Senate, Ma'am," Dodge spoke up. "Order 66 is an executive order that can only be given directly by the Chancellor himself or someone who represents him."
"Chancellor Palpatine issued the order," Yinsai gasped. Then Master Windu was right. He was up to something."
"Normally I would have taken that comment as a sign of treachery, but I'd be lying if I hadn't some suspicions of my own about the Chancellor. I'm just a clone. It's not my place to dwell on the affairs of bureaucrats and higher-ups. But there was always this itching in the back of my mind that there was more going on in this war than just clankers and clones. There was something too convenient about it. If a rookie officer somehow kept climbing out of every battle and engagement that his brothers died in, earning promotion after promotion in the process, I sure as hell would have started watching him way more carefully, because I'd know there was something terribly wrong with that picture. And were we really foolish enough not to see the same thing in Chancellor Palpatine? Yinsai climbed to her feet and hurried to collect her things.
"Mom," I asked, "I need to get back to the Jedi Temple on Coruscant. I need to warn the Council. If I can't get a signal there, then I'll—"
"General, you can't," I spoke up. "Ma'am, Order 66 is a galactic initiative. Every clone in the galaxy has received the order. The temple, it's likely burning as we speak."
Yinsai's knees went shaky and she clutched her heart. "It can't be."
"Our job now is to get you off-world and away from a public space. Find some place to lay low."
"Go into exile? The Jedi are needed now more than ever. We need to—"
"The Jedi are extinct, General," Daka grumbled darkly. "The moment that order was issued, all of you have been targeted. Please, General, you wanted to leave this planet with the Grey Wolves? Let us help you do that," I instructed. Yinsai walked to me and then walked forward fast. Instinct made me raise my blast to defend myself, but instead she threw her arms around me and embraced me, crying like I'd never seen any Jedi do. I'd watched this woman deflect blaster fire from clankers for hours without stopping. I'd watched her go into combat and pull my dead brothers to higher ground and out of harm's way. I'd watched other Jedi like her observe atrocities unfathomable, but I'd never seen them cry before. It was a sudden, punishing reminder of the fact that she, like us, had limits. Damn that Jedi crap about no emotions and no pain. It's all bantha shit. A soldier who isn't allowed to feel is little better than a droid. I softly pat her back encouragingly. "We should go, Mom. The 47th will be here soon. We'll probably have to fight our way out."
"They're your brothers, Akila. Can you really fight your own brothers?"
she asked, finally pulling away and pulling out her lightsaber. She'd need it. "I don't like it, General, but as far as I'm concerned, they'll betray us and you. I don't abide traitors. Just leave it to the Grey Wolves." Commandos are tougher than the average soldier, and we have the training to fall back on. As we rushed through the hallways of the Katakan base, we were met by small squads of the 47th, all trying to stop us. There were only a handful of us, and we knew that despite our strength and training, we couldn't take on a whole legion by ourselves. Thank goodness we had the general with us. Her force powers made a huge difference as she tossed around our brothers like rag dolls. But even with her help, casualties kept striking as attacks from behind and sudden surprise engagements from other units and squads would happen without warning. Crash's leg was injured from our skirmish with Shredder's squad, so when we were attacked from the rear, he fell back to cover our retreat, and I heard him get gunned down in a hail of blaster fire. Though we could never be sure what Blank was thinking behind his helmet, even I couldn't read him, hence the nickname, he suddenly lunged around and yanked out a grenade. "Get the general out, sir," he barked as he chucked it behind him at the oncoming 47th. "You keep the Jedi alive for me, but I ain't running from this." I didn't argue with him, but calmly had a moment of silence for my fallen brother. Now it was just Ash, Flash, Daka, Dodge, Nox, and me, of course, to cover the retreat. We came to the hangar doors, but they wouldn't open. They'd started locking down the building so we couldn't escape. "Flash!" I ordered. "Right away, sir." Flash was a demolitionist. He liked hearing things go boom. He rushed over and began planting explosive charges on the door. Meanwhile, the rest of us set up a perimeter to protect him. Blaster fire was coming at us from down the hall, and the general began deflecting to protect us. We returned fire, watching our brothers fall in the path of our blasters. "Clear!" There was a deafening explosion, and the door was blown backwards off its hinges. We all rushed out to a nearby ship to get us off-world. "General, you get on first," Ash shouted. "We'll be right behind." Ah! Ash took a snap around to the back of the head and fell with a crash. "Ash, damn it!" I spun and pointed to the observation platform and noted it. "Nox, I got him, Lieutenant!" Nox fired back, and we saw the sniper fall. I felt for a pulse on Ash, but got nothing and bowed to him for his service. Yensai bit her lip but said nothing as she ran onto the ship. "Let's go, boys!" "Lieutenant Aquila, designation CC-1776! We all stopped and turned around. 47th Legion had all stormed outside, and at the front of them was Commander Slick, with a megaphone in hand and speaking directly to me. Common sense dictated we ignore him and board the ship, but I also knew it would take a minute to prime the ship and get it powered up. We'd have to give the general time. "Orders, sir," Daka whispered. "Guns ready, but don't fire," I ordered. "Lieutenant Aquila, do you hear me? This is Commander Slick of the 47th Legion." "We hear you, Commander. What do you want?" "It doesn't have to be this way, Lieutenant. You and your men are some of the finest the Republic can offer. But we have our orders, and you know that we have to follow them." A good soldier follows orders. A good soldier follows his orders. Order 66 demands the death of all Jedi as traitors to the Republic. Our job is to carry out our orders without pause or question. Standing in our way makes you just as guilty as the Jedi of treason. Surrender now and walk away from this, and I'll see to it that you are simply demoted. But if you persist, we will kill you and all of Grey Wolf's squad." "Sir," Flash asked, "what are your orders?" "Orders," I muttered. "A good soldier follows orders. And my orders... What are my orders? 66? Commander Slick's? My own? Orders are orders. We're clones, Aquila. Our job is to obey our orders and defend the Republic. Remember where your loyalties lie, brother. We're brothers in arms, Grey Wolf Squad." "Brothers," I hissed. I finally stepped forward and spoke. "You call yourself our brothers, but you're talking an awful lot like a clanker to me. If I'd wanted to insult the 47th Legion, I just did. Every clone in the 47th took hostile steps forward. We were made to be superior to droids. We can think, we can feel, we can reason. Doesn't that mean we can do more than follow orders blindly? If that's all we're made for, then maybe we should respond to them with Roger, Roger, like the clankers we are. I'm making my choice. Even if all the other Jedi betrayed us, General Yensai is not our enemy. And what about your brothers, Aquila? The rest of the Grey Wolves, do they agree with this blatant treason?" Daka looked at me. "We're with you and the General, sir." Flash nodded. "Grey Wolves all the way." "You can depend on us, Lieutenant," Nox agreed. Dodge just nodded encouragingly to me. "In that case, I sentence all of you to death by order of the Galactic Republic and Supreme Chancellor Sev Palpatine." As he spoke, Dodge touched my side while kneeling behind loaded crates for cover. "Lieutenant, get on the ship. It should be ready to go now." "You four fall in behind me immediately," I ordered. "Negative, sir," Flash replied. "If we all board that ship, they'll target it and we all go up. We're going to stay and keep them pinned until you're out." I looked at them all in disbelief. No! You're staying to die? Get on the blasted ship. That's in order. Ha! Daka laughed. Should we reply with Roger, Roger? I suddenly realized that behind their helmets they were all smiling back at me. We've made our choice, Lieutenant, Knox agreed. Take the General and live. Keep her safe for us. We owe her that much. I took a step back, feeling the conviction pushing me to the ship. Blast of fire started searing past me. Go, sir! Daka shouted, yanking out a heavy machine gun and blasting back at the 47th. I pulled back and ran up to the ship. Get us out of here, General! Yensai nodded and powered at the ship, lifting us off. I glanced back once more as my brothers valiantly held off the 47th as we flew as far away from the docking bay as we could. Where are the others? Yensai asked. They stayed behind. Why? Yensai asked. Why did you all help me? You could have killed me and been done with it. You could have just... Because you said something to me that counts for all us Grey Wolves, I replied. A good soldier might follow orders, true. But a good man follows his heart, and no matter how much I thought about it, the order I'd been given didn't sit right with me, or any one of us in Grey Wolves. So instead, we followed our hearts. And you're our battle sister. Yensai looked to me, and I saw her smile. The Republic... It's dying, isn't it? We're more than the Republic now, I replied. I don't know where we'll go next, but all I know is it's got to be better than back there. To hell with orders. I can't go back when I know something's not right. Problem is, I'm a soldier. That's all I've ever been. All I ever could be. I don't know what's left for me now. I'm sure, if you're willing, we can find a new purpose for you. As we flew out of Catacan and into the black void of space, every star felt like a new possibility before me. And for the first time in my life as a clone trooper, and as a man, I saw hope in front of me despite the losses behind me. I like that, General. I'm not a general anymore, Aquila. Call me Yen. As you wish, As you wish, Yen.